Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
Hey, what's going on? This is Inflewence, and today I have the Studio Series Dinobots Snarl 86 Studio Series to be exact. And this thing is a mixed bag for me. Again, I used that phrase before, but it's true. This is probably one of my favorite Dinobots, so I'm a little extra critical on it. Do know it's a mainline figure, even though it's a Studio Series, but at the same time, it's pretty, I don't know, I find it lackluster. The robot mode is pretty okay. The dino mode I don't like, really. I hate the way the tail is. I may have the tail wrong. I'm not sure. I don't think I do, but it's easy. And it's funny because the tail is like down into the ground almost, and it's weird to me. It should have been moved. They should have made it move, I should say. But what else for the initial review? Materials, it's about the same for Studio Series. Super light. I didn't expect it to be anything else. I didn't expect it to have die cast or anything. It's just always the Dinobots seem to be extra light because they're bigger. So I think the plastic is probably the same count as all the other. That's the thing that's funny. I would like to know how they design these and how they consider to put plastic in, because this feels like super light compared to this. And this is a Studio Series. And even though this is a little tiny bit heavier, they feel about the same. This, depending on it, could feel heavier. And I just look at it like they must hollow this out super, like they use the same amount of plastic. That's what I feel. I'm probably wrong. I mean, I don't know how physically, I know how physics work, and I'm not sure how physically they could do that. I'm sure there's more plastic in here, but I'm just saying, like, it's probably not that much more plastic than this. This is a more solid figure because it's accessories, personal accessories. It doesn't have a lot. It's just a 5mm peg with this sword, and the sword is nice. It's nice looking. It is a little small for my taste, but I mean, I don't think it's bad. I don't like this peg. This peg is for him to store, but it's all right. And you just see the 5mm peg right here, and back here is where he stores with that other peg. If I can get it on, it's kind of loose, but then you can have it store. I do like that. Like that he has it on his back. I don't know how he would get it off, but there's that. So there's the book. Book was fine. Have the box art, great as usual with the Studio Series. I usually save these boxes, and you got some box art in the back there. Here's the diorama, pretty big. He fits okay. It's still not as good as Braun, but I mean, he's bigger. He's all right. As long as he's standing straight up and down, he's not going to get a crazy dynamic pose on here because he won't fit. But this is a cool display piece. His face looks goofy to me. I don't know. I mean, that could be how he looked. I can't remember. I'm remembering the masterpiece, so maybe that's why. Got the Autobot symbol here. Got a little stuff here. It's not painted. I think this is paint. It's like gold, but then you have the legs that are different. It's just plastic. I think just like gold plastic. This, I believe, is painted along with these and his fins, which I don't understand that. Again, yellow feet are not painted. I think that's just yellow plastic, or it could be painted, but it's just a different color than this gold. And the dino legs also, which these you can see. But so there's that. If you don't like that, it's not that bad looking, but it is what it is. So let's get some comparisons together. And I do like them together. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to find a space other than where I have them, probably, to have some mainline dinos together. You know, it's not a fair comparison. This is Fans Toys, and I'm probably used to that face. That's probably why I think this one looks weird, because it is just definitely different, totally different shape. And his face, though, his expression is the same, which is funny to me. But yeah, you see that next to each other. No comparison, but what the hey. For articulation, he goes down, up. He does have a lot of loose parts. Like this is loose right here. So it just flops around. 360, he does do 360. It is on a ball joint, so he does get side to side a little bit. These can move slightly. They can move more if this is out the way, but then it is weird because then you just have to have them like that. But if you do move them out the way, you get 360 on a ratchet joint, which is cool. This you had to put on. I was confused how to put it on. I put it on the wrong way first. It's just, you know, friction peg with the joint that's cut out so you can put the peg, you know, so you can squeeze it into the peg. But I had it upside down because I was looking on the box. It's kind of unclear. But put the arm up, get you more than 90 degrees out. Already around, you get a full elbow. It's kind of double jointed because it's right here and then right here at the bottom of the elbow. You get a bicep swivel right here, kind of in the middle of the bicep. And then you get the fist that spin around and it just fixed. No ab crunch. You do get 360. I didn't expect the ab crunch on this guy. You get out by friction, which is very, very tight. You get out by, you get the hurdles all the way on ratchets. Skirts don't move, they're fixed, but you do get a thigh swivel here. You get 90 degrees on the knee, on a ratchet, and then you get full ankle rocker tilt, and you have the independent heel spur, kind of independent, more so together, but you don't get much of anything. But on the front toe, you do get all the way down and no up. And that's mainly due to transformation. And that's it. So let's go. And you see the back, pretty clean. Pretty clean. Besides his normal stuff. Let's go to transformation. So pull this out here. Put his head in, down, like that. And then you pull this all the way up. And you clamp the tail together in the back, like that. Work on these arms. You can move, pull this all the way out. Move this way. That's going to be how it goes. Then you flip the fist in like that. Then there's a peg here. That pegs in right there. You just flip it up and peg it in like that. And then you can move this all the way back around. So that's pretty much how that goes. So again, over here, and came off. It's like a peg joint. It's not really a ball joint, but that will come off. Pull that out here, flip that around, flip this in all the way around, peg that, and then you can flip that up. Then we got that. Now spin the waist around. You're gonna need to, and you can go. It's the front now because you spin the waist around. You can move this out here like this. Move this out here like this, which is the back. And this might move too, but it's really on a separate joint. But it doesn't matter. You can move that around and then move it all the way down. And in order to move this around, you got to move the dino leg out the way, and then you can move it around. And you see it pegs in right there, on there tightly. Then you can move the feet down and peg this together. It's gonna come apart, but what the hey, peg it together, because that's what they say. Now you flip this around. You want to open this as well, because the feet right here are going to go under here. And it's no like real easy way to do it. Like you just, you know, the normal stuff. Just move this a little. Move this around here. This waist right here pulls up. So it's like that normally. It's pulled up like that. I just did it automatically, unfortunately. And that helps with the clearance of these feet, these side feet. So once you do that and you kind of get this together, you want to put this together even though it's going to come apart, because the pegs kind of work against each other. So that's why I think they tell you to put it together in the beginning. But then once you get it like that, then you can push this back up, which makes these pegs in this part line up with the hole. And then you can push it down. Now that's tight right there. And squeeze that together like that and push this down. Now underneath, you just close this together. And there's a peg right there that pegs into there. And just close that, peg that in. All this is super tight. Close that, peg that in. Like I said, all this works really well. Then you can move this back down. And you just want to pull this down. You know how the feet, outfold the feet. You can see. And then fold this up and fold this down. It pegs in. It has two pegs right here that peg in right there. Peg that in. Like I said, the dinosaur is really tight as far as everything. And here's the dino mode. Just a little, it just looks weird to me with this tail like this. Seems like the tail should have been up here. And then this could have been better, because if you try to maneuver this any type of way, that's like less, you see he's held up by his tail. So basically you can leave his feet like that. And it's just the tail holding him up. Now, I mean, that makes for a solid standing dinosaur, which is cool, but not the greatest. Articulation of the dinosaur. He does have moving mouth. I don't like the split. I mean, it's always, I think they do that a lot, but you can see the mouth opens. You got articulation. You got some out, some in. You get all the way around. You have feet back like that, feet all the way up like that, and there's no rocker on the feet on either side. Now this foot spins around, and you can get the foot that much or that much. There you go. And the legs are still on the ratchet because it's just the arms. You get all the, you get like out like that. You get all the articulation of the arms, and nothing else is articulated. And you just gotta try to find the proper way. And I like him more like this. Yeah, like the only problem I have, I like the way this looks, but the only problem I have is the tail. I don't like that in this right here. I don't know how I don't think you can. I thought this would collapse up here to be in line with the rest of them, but it does not. I kept trying to do it. I kept trying to move these, or I think the tail should have moved up into this spot. Other than that, there you go. And let's go back, which is easy. Let's go backwards. Pull it out like that. Pull it out like that. Pull this up because the pegs are right there. And then you can move this up or unpeg that there and then move this up. Make sure this is unpegged because it will go down again as it did. And then you can move it easily. After everything's unpegged, get that out of hell. Move this out of here. Lift this up. I'll split this and move this back in, or move it back up like that, because then it'll move in when you pull this out. Pull that out. Pull that out. As you can see, the head went in as it's supposed to go, and then you can move this down. Get it in. Spin this around like this. Collapse the waist back. Almost done here. Flip that out. Then you can move this back out here. Move this out in order to get these down like this. And then put this all the way in order for the legs to fit. And then you can just close this back up. And there you go. Again, over here, move this over here, flip that, move this down so you can close it all the way, and move this back. You have the legs done. Now this, you can move these arms down like that, split the tail so you can get this back a little bit. Then you can kind of put your finger in here and push the head up. Move this down here. Now pull this arms out, flip these back out, move that a little bit, flip that back out, then move this up, spin that around, flip that back, and goes all the way in, and it'll click. Move that, move this, spin that around, move that, click that, move this out like that. And here he is back, the robot. So this has been Studio Series Snarl, 86 Studio Series to be exact, from the movie, of course, Dinobots, you know. And I appreciate you watching this video, and I will get up with you in another one. Peace.
You know, life ain't over, life ain't over, life ain't over. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.